I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So the Minnesota Vikings push back Byron Murphys contract void date, but they don't push back Sam Darnold. So what does this all mean? Now we know this is a pivotal offseason for the Minnesota Vikings. You know, every offseason has been a pivotal one. But this year, going into year 4, it's time for Quasi and KOC to make some major moves. And we're talking about the quarterback position. You know, is JJ McCarthy the one? Is he ready? Will they stick with Sam Darnold? Will they franchise tag him, et cetera, et cetera? So a lot of big decisions must be made. You look at Byron Murphy Jr., the secondary room. I wouldn't say it's in shambles, but they need depth, but they need to keep as much talent as possible. And like I said before in previous videos, Byron Murphy is the only cornerback that I think they should keep on the roster, in my opinion, if you ask me. But the fact that they pushed back the void date, the contract void date for Byron Murphy and not Sam Darnold says a lot. Could this mean they will let Sam Darnold go? Could this mean they will be looking to franchise him? Right? Hit him with the franchise tag, etc. I'm gonna get into the article in a second, but at the end of the day, the Vikings must make the right move. You ask me, my opinion, I'm saying, let Sam Darnold go. I'm not over that the last 2 weeks of the season atrocious performance that he put on. Now we know it wasn't all his fault. You got to blame the old line. You got to put blame on KOC. It wasn't all Sam Darnold, but at the end of the day, he collapsed. I think he collapsed and showed who he really was. Yeah, and guess what? It comes a certain point in time. No matter if the coach is a QB whisperer, the quarterback will show his true colors, and that's what Sam Darnold did, just like Kirk Cousins did, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's time to move on and start with McCarthy, the guy that Kevin O'Connell handpicked, the quarterback that Kevin O'Connell identified and proved that he wants. The Vikings even traded up for him. That's just the bottom line, in my opinion. But Byron Murphy, he earned himself a new contract. Now, will it be restructured? What will happen? But obviously, they're trying to make something happen, right? That's why the pushback happened as well for the contract. So we're going to see how it goes, bro. Let's get into the article. Let's get into the article, as a matter of fact. Big decision to be made. Big decisions to be made. Right here, this is a big off season. Maybe the biggest off season of the new regime. Let me know if you agree. Fire them comments up, Fire them comments up. Vikings make important decision regarding QB Sam Darnold and the franchise tag. The Minnesota Vikings have a lot of decisions to make this year when it comes to free agency. They have to replace the most snaps in free agency this year, with nearly 45% of their snaps set to hit the open market. The biggest question mark for the Vikings centers around the quarterback position. Last year, the Vikings were in the same position last year with Kirk Cousins. Oh, grammar incorrect. I don't know who wrote this article, but a lot of errors. Misspelled Kirk Cousins. Where's the K? All right, let's get it, though. I digress. Last year with Kirk Cousins set to hit the market, this year isn't much different, although the desire to keep that player in-house might be different. The first decision that the Vikings needed to make when it came to free agency was dealing with void dates. There were 4 contracts set to void on Monday, February 17th. Cornerback Stephon Gilmore, I feel like he should be out. QB Sam Darnold, I feel like he should be gone, but we shall see. Running back Aaron Jones, what the contract looked like. Cornerback Byron Murphy Jr., I say he should stay, period. They did choose to move the void dates on both Jones and Murphy, but one that they didn't make a move on was Darnold. ESPN's Dan Graziano reported that Murphy got his date removed, but Darnold didn't. Per a league source, the Vikings and cornerback Byron Murphy have agreed to push back the void date on this contract. So I'm sure buying both of them more time to come up with a fair deal, right? That's just what it is, dog. Originally, the deal voided 23 days prior to the start of the league year, either today or tomorrow. Now it's the day before the start of the league year. Give me 1 second. Get into the article, Mom. Now it's the day before the start of the league year, which means Murphy cannot be franchised since the date is past the deadline for the teams to use the franchise tag. Interestingly, they did not reach the same agreement with QB Sam Darnold, whose contract still voids 23 days before the start of the league year. If they don't do a new deal with Darnold before the contract voids, then $5 million in remaining sign-in bonus proration would accelerate onto their 2025 salary cap is dead money for Sam Darnold. Upshot here, they can still franchise Darnold, but can't franchise Murphy or Aaron Jones, who also pushed his void date back. So basically, it's about the guapino, about the money. That right there says they're either going to try to franchise tag Darnold or take the hit, but they have to do something. They have to do something before the contract voids, or they're taking a $5 million hit. So what will the Vikings do? But that right there, the fact they didn't push the void date back, basically tells you they're either going to let him go or they're going to franchise him. We're going to see what happens, though, bro. Period, no cap, right? But bottom line is Byron Murphy, I think they will have to make a deal. They have to make a deal for Byron Murphy, bro. That's the biggest thing to get done right there, in my opinion, is Byron Murphy, keep him in the building. This is a really important factor for Darnold and a potential use of the franchise tag. Since his void date wasn't moved, the Vikings still have the ability to use the franchise tag on him. Conversely, they no longer have the ability to use it either on Jones or Murphy. Will the Vikings place the franchise tag on Darnold? ESPN's Kevin Seifert opined that the status quo could change after the NFL scouting combine. Let's see what's up, man. The Vikings will walk a very specific tightrope during this franchise tag window. On the one hand, they have a 27-year-old Pro Bowl quarterback in Sam Darnold, whose contract is expiring. Normally, you don't want to let someone like that walk out the door for nothing. On the other hand, they have their quarterback of the future already on the roster in J.J. McCarthy. And that's what it's about right there. J.J. McCarthy is the X factor. Do they trust J.J. McCarthy? Do they think he's the one? Do they trust him enough to let Sam Darnold walk, get him out the building? You hear me? No franchise tag, no nothing, save the guapino, etc. How much belief do they have in J.J. McCarthy? That's the big question, and we will tell as time goes along, when they make real tight decisions. So my understanding is that for now, as far as the franchise tag is concerned, the Vikings are going to sit tight. There's no real incentive to tag Sam Darnold at the start of the window. It'll be open until March 4th. It doesn't mean they have ruled it out by any means, and it also doesn't mean they won't eventually sign him to a multi-year deal. But the key here will be whether the Vikings become aware of a potential trade market for Darnold. If there is, they could execute what's known as a tag and trade. In that scenario, Sam Darnold walks out of the building, but this time for draft pick compensation. You see the business? NFL, it's all a business. Don't forget, this is the big business of it, dog. Heavy, you hear me? Period. Not high school, not college, even though college is damn near a business now. But these are real moves being made, huh? Real negotiations, real maneuvers, dog. Strategy from both sides. Sam Darnold and his team, Kwesi O'Connell and their staff and squad. It's not as well as it might seem. Remember, Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell was on the Patriots roster in 2009 when the Patriots tagged Matt Castle and then traded him to the Chiefs. It's something to at least keep an eye on. Facts, got to keep an eye on it. The Vikings could easily change their minds about using the franchise tag, but it's currently unknown what they will do. And that's it for the article, dog. Like I say, if I'm the Vikings, I'm letting Sam Darnold go. I'm letting him walk. I'm not franchise tagging him. I'm really not doing nothing. I'm saving money, keeping guapino in my pocket. You hear me? Yeah, point blank, period, bro. You got J.J. McCarthy, lean on him, mold and develop him, focus on him, put all your energy into him and see what he does, dog. You can always draft another quarterback again. Yeah, I know. Oh, man, spend all that time, all these offseason trying to find a quarterback, wasted time, wasted picks. But, hey, man, how many teams have done it? How many times have the Vikings done it, bro? You draft and you draft again. You hear me? So while we at, let's just go ahead and get into the next article about Byron Murphy, the most important article in my opinion. I think Byron Murphy is the Byron Murphy should be the player that, you know, is basically the main concern, the main focus is getting his deal done, if you ask me, bro. Yeah, I think Byron Murphy, that should be the main focus, not Sam Darnold, etc. Getting this deal done, man. Getting his deal done. The cornerback room is slim. It's slim. We know what's up, bro. You can shoot for the draft, shoot for free agency, but you got a certified starting elite corner in Byron Murphy, and he's only going to get better. So you prioritize him. You get him right. Get his contract straight. That's all I'm saying, bro. Once again, fire them comments up. Let me know how you feel about it, dog. Big SKOL here. SKOL Vikes. One loser, draw. Vikings push back. Cornerback Byron Murphy's contract void date. Can no longer use franchise tag on him per report. Murphy will be an unrestricted free agent if he and the Vikings don't reach a long-term deal. And we know what's up. He wants a long-term deal, which he should get. The Minnesota Vikings will either have to come to a long-term agreement with cornerback Byron Murphy or allow him to hit unrestricted free agency. According to a report from ESPN, the Vikings and Murphy came to a mutual agreement. That's good. Mutual, meaning they both are trying to play fair ball, get a fair deal done. So that's a good start. But at the end of the day, something has to happen, dog. Something has to shake. Agreement to push back the void date on his current contract to one day before the start of the new league year. The move gives the two sides more time to negotiate a long-term pact, but as a consequence of the agreement, the Vikings can no longer use the franchise tag on Murphy because the new void date comes after the franchise tag deadline. So franchise is out. Huh? You hear me? Franchise tag is out. Next step, the Vikings play around, wait too long, don't get a deal done. Both sides can't come to an agreement. He's going to be out of there. Murphy will be out of there, dog. And trust me, it's teams who will pay him that guapino. I've heard names, rumors, speculations, the Raiders, etc., other teams, Raiders just to name one, dog. Pete Carroll loves defense, the defensive side of the ball. So teams are going to be after trying to attack and get Byron Murphy out the building. So the Vikings got to make the first move. Franchise tag is out, homie. Franchise tag is out, huh? Now make it happen, Vikes. You lose Murphy, what does your cornerback room look like? We thought it was bad last year, bad now. Lack of depth now, huh? Lack of depth now, huh? You hear me? Think about if Byron Murphy leaves the building for real. Murphy's deal was originally set to void this week. If he and the Vikings are unable to reach a new contract agreement by the day before the start of the 2025 league year, the remaining $4.2 million in signing bonus that is spread over the three void years of his contract will accelerate onto Minnesota's books for the 2025 season. More guapino that's going to go out, more guapino to pay. So the Vikings what's in the best interest for the Vikings, huh, is to get the damn deal done. Yeah. If he does sign a new deal, however, the Vikings can simply replace the void years with the new contract structure. Murphy signed a 2-year, $17.5 million contract with the Minnesota Vikings prior to the 2023 season, and he played a significant role in defense coordinator Brian Flores' unit over the last 2 years. Each year he's progressed. Each year he's getting better. That's a great sign. You keep him. You keep him, bro. Right? It's been no regression in his play. Only progress. He played 99% of the team's defensive snaps in 23 and 93% in 24, which was the first Pro Bowl season of his career. He finished the year with 6 interceptions and 14 passes defended. And according to Pro Football Focus, he allowed the 24th lowest passer rating, 80.0, on throws in his direction out of the 127 cornerbacks who played at least 150 snaps in coverage. So Murphy gonna ball. Murphy balled. He did his thing. Like I say, he earned his contract. Pay the man the guapino. No question, no debating. Like I say, don't get crazy, but pay him what you owe him. Pay him what he's worth. The Vikings also have Stephon Gilmore. He should be out. Cameron Bynum, once again, he don't want to play fair ball. He should be up out of there. And Shaquille Griffin hitting free agency in the secondary. And don't necessarily have a ready-made replacement for Murphy at cornerback. Not even close, homie. You hear me? No cap, my boy. Coming to an agreement on a long-term deal would probably be preferable. But Murphy now has some pretty good leverage on his side without the possibility of a franchise tag, huh? And that's just what it is, bro. And that's just what it is right now. And like the article said, the ball is really in Murphy's court. I think Byron Murphy will play fair ball. He's made it evident he wants to remain a Viking, retire a Viking, finish his career as a Viking. So we're gonna see how bad he really wants to do that, right? But the Minnesota Vikings, Quasi, and his team, his staff, dog, they're gonna have to pay up at a certain point. Like I say, don't overdo it. Don't let him get over. But yeah, pay that man that Guapino that he's well deserved. He's your best cornerback in a slim cornerback room. No questions, no debating. Yeah. So we're gonna see, man. So that's the news. New Vikings news. More to come. The off season, the real season, dog. The real season, baby. Let's get to it. Once again, fire them comments up. Let me know how you feel about it. How you feel about both players, Sam Darnold and Byron Murphy. Who do you want to see go? Who would you like to see stay? Who's worth it, huh? Who is worth it? Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Make sure you hit that bell. You hear me? SKOL Vikes, win, lose, or draw forever. Heavy. Yeah.